show. Hey, I got something to say. And boy, oh boy, I'm so excited. Another one of my pals, my buddies from Heroic Public Speaking grad program. And yes, we graduated. Woo-hoo! I'll tell you, I did learn a lot. I learned tons. But my favorite thing, all the people I met the best people. And the thing is, they all want to support one another. So I am so pumped. And when I had the opportunity, I wanted to bring some of these gals on. Because man, oh man, are they making a positive, powerful difference in the world. So I'm bringing on Harriet. I just found out her middle Stein. Listen to me, her last name is Stein. Her middle name is Susan. So it's Harriet Susan Stein is in the house. Woo, woo.
Hello, Sandy.
Stein, Harriet did this. So it worked out, baby.
That's because of you, because you are known for empowering people, and you've already empowered me.
All right, well, before we get into this and have another love fest, let me tell them a little bit about you. You ready?
Sure.
Harriet Susan Stein, Susan Stein, now that I know your middle name, is the creator of an award-winning global mindfulness program, not that I'm interested in that, professional speaker, and registered nurse. By the way, I didn't know about the registered nurse. How long have I known you? Mixing research and science with levity and fun, Harriet's engaging presentations teach organizations of all sizes how to reduce stress, increase performance, lower healthcare costs, and boost morale. Who the freak wants that, Harriet, nowadays? Who wants that? But before we get into that, the one positive thing you sent over that women should remember, where would your attention be best served? In a past we can't change or worrying about the future. I love that, man. You know, Harriet, though, let's just dive right into that. Before you came on, I reached out to my peeps because they had a bunch of questions. And their biggest thing is they said, okay, Weston, we want to hear it from Harriet, not you, Harriet. But here, stay in the present moment. Mindful, mindful, mindful. Know where you are. Know where you are. But many of them say, I can't even stay in the present moment when I'm driving in my car. I'll go down a different road. So help and be very clear. They want to know, what is the one thing, this is the big question, one thing they can do right now to help be more mindful and in the present moment? Big question.
All right. So this is the number one question I get. People come up to me and they say, I can't practice because I'm the type of person that has a lot of thoughts in their head and I can't stop them.
Yeah.
Right? We all have a lot of thoughts in our head. So here's the thing. We live in busy, crazy worlds that go 24/7. We don't need to stop anything. No need to stop anything. All mindfulness is noticing our thoughts. We notice it. So we notice, and the moment that we notice that we're thinking about a past that we can't change, or worrying about a future that has yet to happen, we are instantaneously back in the present. The only moment that exists is right now.
You know, you just simplified it for everybody, Harriet. You took a complicated situation.
Everybody. There's your... Yes.
That's it. We're done. Peace out.
That's it. Yeah.
Heard it from Harriet. No, but you know, right? I do think we beat ourselves up a lot, and we always overcomplicate things. But let's go back to your first thing you said, that people always say, you know my head, there's so many thoughts, I can't. Who doesn't have that? We're in this together, right?
We all have all these thoughts. I mean, I don't know if you've ever had the experience where you get into the shower and you wash your hair and then you put conditioner on it and you don't know whether you've put the conditioner on it, so you go back to washing your hair, right? It happens. It totally happens. I mean, when I go to like business meetings, right? We go to a lot of them, and people say, "What do you do for a living?" I usually respond by saying, "How did you get here?" And they're like, "Well, what?" And I'm like, "Well, how did you get here?" And they're like, "Well, I took the car." I was like, "Okay, what do you remember? What do you remember?" Well, I remember this person cut me off. I was like, "Okay, all right." So, it's paying attention to those things, and it's a practice of not judgment. Because then I say, if they cut you off, what happened then? Well, maybe there was a hand gesture. Maybe they were speeding up because they wanted to see, are they a man or a woman? And, we judgment after judgment after judgment. And the thing is, I always like to say, what if you knew that person was trying to get to the hospital because their best friend just broke their leg? Would you feel differently then? So those same skills of paying attention, of letting go of these thoughts, when something as simple as somebody cutting you off, and all of a sudden a story forms in your head that, you then tell your friends, and then you post it, and then you go to the dentist and you tell them how somebody tried to cut you off, and it goes on and on and on and on, right?
Yeah.
And
right,
whereas
so,
everybody's going through something.
Yeah. This is a big one, because I do think there is a lot of road rage out there. There's a lot of road rage. And my son and I were actually in the car going, "What do you think is going on?" Why they're doing it. And he'll say, "Mom, you're too easy on them. Let them in." I say, "Well," he goes, "I think it's the way people have control out of an uncontrolled life. That when they get in their car, they feel like, okay, the world's crapping on their head. I can do this." And I said, "All right, well, that's going to ease their mind. Cut me off. I don't really care. I don't need to go anywhere." But that being said, what can somebody do tonight? Let's just say somebody does cut them off. That happens all the time to people, and they go into this. What can they do right then to change that mindset of freaking out? Because that's what happens.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with being angry in the moment, right? If somebody makes a move that is unsafe, that's a valid response of being angry in the moment. The thing is, we don't want to hold on to anger, right? I always say that anger is as if we are holding a hot coal with the intent of throwing it. Who is getting burned, right? We want to let go. We want to let go of that hot coal, so that if somebody cuts us off, we notice we're angry, and then once again, we can let go of holding on to those thoughts that are not best serving us in that moment. Because if we're driving, we really, truly do need to be paying attention.
All right, so you just gave people an out, which I love, for it's okay to be angry, frustrated, mad. And I think that's a huge thing. People think people teach mindfulness or positive psychology or powerful mindset, that they're all about being sticky all the time. And it's not. It's recognizing this is how I feel, and do I really want to stay there all day long? What do I want to do about it? But not pushing it down and denying that you're not saying. So let me just, you're saying it's okay that I whip people the finger and then say, "I'm sad."
So I'm sorry, could you repeat that again?
So you're saying it's okay that I whip people the finger and then I get my anger out and then say, "I'm a step."
Well, I wouldn't necessarily. I would not necessarily suggest doing anything physical, right? I would just, in your mind, I would suggest noticing the emotion. It takes a moment, literally a moment, to notice. Are you angry? Are you frustrated? Are you scared that they just did something that was really unsafe, right? And then just seeing if you can be like, okay, the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that person is rushing somewhere because their loved one is at home by themselves and they want to make sure that they're okay. There are so many people right now doing caregiving responsibilities, right? I don't know about you, but there have been times when I've been driving down the road and like sometimes you just have to go to the bathroom really badly. And, in that situation, right? Sometimes you might go a little faster than normal. And you just said something that as a person who teaches non-judgment, I can tell you, I am very aware when I am judging. Okay.
Yeah.
And when I hear that, oh, isn't mindfulness all about being happy? Like, no. We're living in really difficult, challenging times right now. Mindfulness is about being what you just said. It's about being authentic. It is about feeling your feelings in the moment. Right now, 5 minutes ago, I was nervous. Now I'm feeling more relaxed in talking with you.
Yeah.
A half hour from now, I could feel tired. An hour from now, I might feel hungry. Our feelings change moment by moment. One of the attitudes we cultivate with a mindfulness practice is non-striving. You don't have to be anything. You're perfect the way you are right now.
I was thinking that about you, Harriet. You're just perfect the way you are right now. And we were talking before you came on the air, which I'm going to switch gears to about self-care. And to me, when I think of self-care, a lot of it is my mindset of how I treat myself. And when you were saying, you're awesome, you're wonderful right now, and you really have to remind yourself of that so much. You can feel when somebody feels that way about themselves, because then it reflects onto me.
Those are the mirror neurons, but we don't have time to go into all the science, and I can't even explain it. But if you're walking down a hallway without saying anything to anybody, and you see somebody, and they are happy, it changes the cells in your brain.
I knew it! I knew it!
You start mirroring one another. I mean, it's pretty miraculous.
I'm not going to name names, but I was at this dinner, and this one woman, no matter what, I could see in her eyes that she was waiting for somebody to say something that would upset her. You know what I mean? Like, I called that the antennas up, and she had such a sour face like this. It was so strong, Harriet. I'm not kidding you. The table was all happy to each other. That power was so strong. I could see people shifting. So, you know what I had? I had to get up and dance for a second to shift the energy because it was so off. And I think people don't sometimes recognize like what's going on. All of a sudden, you start playing. But don't you think that could change you just sitting next to such a strong negative energy?
Well, it's just really realizing that we have all these emotions we go through. And sometimes we might be sitting across the table from somebody and we all have so many thoughts going on in our head. We are all dealing with so much. We rarely know everything that is going on with the people we know and that we love, and even the people that we work with and care about. We don't know everything that's going on. Yeah. And I think sometimes you think about something and you don't realize how your facial changes. Like you have these changes and you're not even aware of it.
Yes.
I used to run a team, and I remember telling the people who reported to me, you're never going to remember my name 50 years from now, but you might remember that you had a boss once that said, every time you talk with somebody, realize that human beings basically have two emotions, love and fear. So that if somebody is not coming at you with a nice email or they're happy on the phone, if it's the opposite, ask yourself, what might they be afraid of? Right? It just literally changes as to how you connect with people. So, I mean, I remember walking through a call center once, and I saw on this woman's cube a little poster that said, "She who dies with the most amazing memories wins." And I was like, yes, yes. It didn't say, and once again, this is a practice of non-judgment. So just hearing me say the word she is, it doesn't make a difference whether it's he or they. The key thing is it's the person who has the most amazing memories wins. And it's not who looks the best in their bathing suit and who has the most money. You won't make that memory if you're not paying attention to the moment. Just like when you're in the shower with the soap and the conditioner, if you're not paying attention, you won't make the memory.
All right, Harriet. What is something we can do a daily practice just to build up our minds? Like, what do you do on a daily basis?
Yeah. Well, besides meditating, which I try to do on a daily basis, which is just literally sitting and noticing what it feels like to be sitting. The weight of your body on the chair that we're sitting on right now, you can do that, right? We're not going to go into any type of formal meditation in case anybody's listening to this in their car, which would be very dangerous. But it's just literally just taking that time for some non-doing where they don't have to do anything. Another way to quickly and easily make this practice stick is there are almost 1 billion people around the world without access to clean water. So one of the other attitudes we cultivate with a mindfulness practice is gratitude. So every time that I'm doing something with water, in the shower or washing my hands, whatever it is, really bringing all of your senses to it so that you're noticing, what does the soap feel like on your skin? What does it smell like? What does it sound like? So that it immediately grounds you in the present moment. And if you notice, oh, I'm thinking about the email I should have sent and I didn't, or you're thinking, or maybe people say it's planning. I think more often than not, it's worrying. We've got the holidays coming up and that person's going to show up at my house and they're going to complain about the same food and how I make it for the 1 millionth time, right? The moment you notice that, you are instantaneously, once again, back in the present moment.
Okay. And you know what? I'm glad you brought up the holidays because I have a lot of friends and clients that they love their family. Let's go with that. But it costs them agita. I just had a girl say today, she's so worried about bringing the side dish to her in-laws because her mother-in-law always criticizes.
Right.
So she wants to forget it at home by accident.
So I would encourage her to practice beginner's mind. The holiday hasn't happened yet. Between now and the holiday, she might win the lottery. Aliens could come down and kidnap her. Literally, we have no idea what's going to happen 10 minutes from now, let alone 48 hours from now, right?
Yeah.
So with compassion toward us and others, it's definitely a practice of compassion. Just seeing if she can let go of the judgment. And if somebody comments on her food, she can be like, okay, thank you. And just keep right on going.
Yeah.
Not taking it in.
Don't take it personally. Harry, because we all do have things and a lot going on, the first thing to go is our self-care. What are some things we can do that won't take a lot of time for ourselves each day?
Mm-hmm. So to practice on a daily basis what I'm talking about, I sometimes suggest even setting a calendar appointment with yourself so that once an hour you check in and literally ask yourself, where am I? Are you thinking about a past that we can never change? Are you worrying about the future? Even before every meeting you attend, whether it is virtual or in person. And the same goes if you're leading the meeting. Ask the people in the room, is everybody here? We just want to take a moment. I see you here, but has everybody grounded here in this moment?
Ooh, I love that. I love that.
There we go.
Make a huge difference.
100%.
You know, I'm glad you're saying it, because a lot of people think of self-care. They're thinking, I love my friends, but like, you mean getting my hair colored and my nails done, makeup. Yes, that's true. But to me, this is the most important thing for self-care.
You know, I think everybody wants to focus on decluttering their house and spring cleaning. I think that's great. I think I would love to have a national spring cleaning for our mind. You know, why don't we just declutter everything that's in our mind and look at what's in there, and maybe with love and caring and compassion, just see if we can let go of the things that are in there, the thoughts that are no longer serving our purpose right now.
Yeah. I think that's very appropriate for the holidays coming up.
I think so.
This is the time, baby. This is the time. All right, Harriet, I want to make sure I get you out of here on time, because I know you have another big gig. Before we go, I know you're a mover and shaker. You've been out and about a lot, and especially now that you've graduated, you're really public speaking, so many speaking gigs. You're going to speak, I think, at NAVO this month, April 28th, the Philadelphia chapter. And if you're in the Villanova area, it's right at Villanova University. I think they can still sign up for that.
Yes, it's their, I think it might be their annual conference for Philadelphia, so I'm very excited to be speaking at it.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. And then you have a 4-week course coming up. Tell us about that.
So the name of my company is called Big Toe in the Water. And I actually am putting my own big toe in the water. Since 15 years ago, I asked my manager when I was at Johnson & Johnson if I could do a little something over lunch, just 30 minutes, and to teach people this practice. And she was like, sure. And that little 30-minute Tuesdays at 12:30 program went almost a decade. So when right. I mean, the first week it was 2 people. The next week there weren't enough chairs in the conference room. So I thought to myself, I left J&J 5 years ago to focus 100% on teaching what I love about this practice, because as you can see, you don't have to spend 6 months learning it. I can teach this to people pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And so I decided I'm going to do my first 4-week webinar. It's just 30 minutes a week, and it starts on April 26th.
Yay! All right, so Harriet, how can they find that? Where should they look?
You know, that's such a good question, because I was thinking to myself, it's not on my website, so you have to personally know me if you want to come. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so teaching is a strength. Marketing it is not. Yeah, it is on Eventbrite. So you can either look for Big Toe in the Water. It's under, I think, Place a Pause. I think the name of the program I decided to call it was Rest, Recharge, and Repeat.
Oh, I like it. Rest, recharge, and repeat. So just to say that again, they can find it on Eventbrite, Big Toe in the Water, and the name of the event is Rest, Recharge, and Repeat. I got you, Harriet. Harriet, I'm so glad we worked this out. I'm so glad.
Well, you know, you said it takes what? 1 to 3 minutes to change your life. All you are is about empowering people. Look at how you have empowered me today to step out of my comfort zone, put my own big toe in the water, and try something different. And I really hope the people listening to us today realize that, you know, if my first teacher always says that if you are alive, there is more right with you than wrong with you. So, you know, you're doing the best you can. Don't be beating yourself up. You know, just keep doing what you're doing.
Wait a minute. You need to say that one more time before we go, I love that. If you're alive, you're doing more.
Yeah, so my very first teacher, his name is John Kabat-Zinn, and he's a very beloved teacher known around the world. And he's the one who, whatever he teaches, would always say, if you are alive, there is more right with you than wrong with you.
I love that. Okay, now listen. Harriet is available for speaking, and she's the bomb. Whether it's virtual, live, workshops, master classes. But how can they reach you for that?
Yeah, definitely. Through my website, they can email me. It's harriet@bigtoeinthewater.com. Very easily to reach me. Easy. LinkedIn, posting there as well. There aren't a lot of Harriet Steins out there, especially none that I know of teaching mindfulness. I have the website, harrietstein.com as well. So I always say there's so much out there on the internet that just call me before you show up at my house. That's all I ask.
And I love your name, Big Toe in the Water. I love that. I love that. Love that. It just says
so
everything.
That was because of John Kabat-Zinn. I went up to him once and I said, I want to be teaching mindfulness to people in workplaces, in schools. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And he said, if you want to make a big change in your life, you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to move. You just have to put your big toe in the water. And I walked away and I had no idea what he meant. And then a few weeks later is when I went to my boss and I said, can I do that? Just a little 30-minute program at lunchtime. It's all because I put my big toe in the water. So that's why I encourage other people to do the same thing.
Amen, sister. All right. Hey, I got something to say, people. Don't worry if you missed some of this. I am recording it and I'll put up all sites, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Dude, really appreciate sharing. Harriet,
thank you so much.
Have a wonderful holiday, wonderful weekend. You know what I'm going to say. Until next time, toodles.